Hey kids, welcome to another class. This will be a mini flow focused on core and especially toe taps, which is something that is nice to have or is nice to do within your yoga practice. It prepares you for maybe pressing into a handstand one day. Let's see, it might take few months, years, or maybe it will never happen, but we can still try. Let's get into it. We will start in a child's pose, so bring your knees a little bit wider, then your hips, and then put your toes together on your feet. And just slowly bring your forehead down onto the ground. And allow your whole body to just relax here. Feel a little bit heavier. Allow your shoulders to feel heavy. Make sure that you're more on the top of your forehead than the bottom part. You can also use something underneath your head like a block or a bolster to keep more distance away from the ground, or if your head doesn't reach the ground especially. And then if it feels a little bit too much in your hips, or if your hips can't get that low because of your knees, you can always stay a little bit higher, which is a little bit more active kind of child's pose. And then also you can bring your arms forward in this case, if that helps you. Start focusing on to your breath. And start breathing into your belly. So allowing your belly to go out away from your body and then in as you exhale. Inhaling, making your belly to grow, and exhaling, allowing it to come in home again. Especially if you have your thighs a little bit wider, you might feel your belly to touch your legs, touch your thighs. So try to press the belly in to those thighs and then exhaling, allowing it to come out away from them. Take 2 more breaths like that. Inhale. And very slow exhale. One more, inhaling through your nose in. And exhale, release even more. Your head super heavy. And slowly walk your hands underneath your shoulders. And we will sit. You can keep your eyes closed. So bringing your spine straight. Bring your shoulders up towards your ears, just for an inhale. And exhaling, release them back and down. So you can keep your seat on your heels, or you can change it up if you like. With the next inhale, we'll reach the arms up and then stretch up all the way. You can even interlace the fingers, placing the palms or turning the palms away from you. As you stretch through your whole body, letting your ribs to go out, your bum to stick back, and exhale, release both arms beside you. So talking about core, we'll try to focus and keep the belly in at all times, and we will focus on what our ribs are doing, since they are some kind of thing that points out if our deep layers that are the ones that stabilize the core and the spine on the lower part of the spine, if it's engaged, if it's working or not. So as you inhale and you bring those ribs out all the way, although belly stays in, it's only some parts of your belly that is engaged. It's not like the sides, and it's not stable, right? So and exhaling, you can actually engage it, you can bring it in. So trying to really squeeze the ribs in, the belly comes in. Inhale again, you can bring your arms up again. Ribs will go out. There is a little arch being created in your low back. And then as you exhale, bring your ribs in. This time we will round. Bring the palms onto your knees. Belly comes in. Inhale again. Reach your arms up. You can go through side. And exhale, you can go through a cactus arm. So bending the elbows 90 degrees. And then sliding the shoulder blades down as you squeeze the elbows in towards you. And then round from there. Wherever your breath is now. Inhale, open, reach up. And exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale there. Palms onto the top of your knees. Exhale, round. Relax your neck. The head comes down, chin to your chest. Inhale, again, reach your arms up. Stretch up, shoulders up towards your ears. And then exhaling, bending the elbows. Still in a back bend. Bring the palms onto your knees. Inhale. And exhale, round. One more time. Inhale. Reach your arms up. Stretch up. Ribs out. Exhale. Bend the elbows. Slide the shoulder blades down. Belly stays in at all time. Inhale. Prepare. Exhale, round. Good. Then place the palms onto your mat. Come to your tabletop position. Spread your fingers, index fingers facing forward. And then go for 2 cat-cow poses or cat-cow flow. Inhaling for your cow tilt. So your ribs are flaring out. You look forward. And then as you exhale, you're rounding in the spine. Belly comes in. Very similar to before. This time just one breath for the back bend part. And one breath for your rounding part. Come to your neutral spine. Try to tuck your chin in towards your throat. Grab the mat with your fingertips. The inside palms are pressing down into the mat as much as possible. And then we'll bring the right leg back. So now again, same kind of engagement in your belly. It stays in, but the ribs will come out as you bring your right leg up. As you inhale, you can look forward. Try to open your collarbones as you shift your shoulders back. And then exhale, knee to your chest. Squeeze the belly in and up. Inhale. Again, open. Look up, maybe even. Exhale, round. And this time again, inhale. Look up. Exhale, we'll stay. And as you stay in this kind of rounded position, just try to realize what's your belly doing. You can also have a look. Try to not have it out, so it's engaging in coming inwards as you're kicking the knee towards your chest or towards your face. And at the same time, the heel is trying to kick your butt as much as possible, coming all the way up. Inhale there. Exhale, stay. Inhale, extend the right leg back and up. And exhale, release. We'll change. Left knee comes away from the ground. Squeeze the inner thighs and inhale, kick it up. Keep your inner thighs squared or engaging. And exhaling, bring the knee in towards your chest, rounding the spine. Inhale, leg up. Open your collarbones. And exhale, round. 2 more. Inhale. You can also try to point your toes or spread them. So do some kind of thing with your back, the back leg, upper leg. And exhale, knee to your chest. Last one. Inhale. Keep the leg up. Imagine you want to pull the palms back behind you. That will slide your shoulder blades towards your hips. And exhale. Rounding, it will stay. Again, you can look at your belly. Try to pull it in.
especially if it's like sticking out. Try to bring that kind of body awareness or body wisdom back into your body, where if you're trying to squeeze your belly, it comes in instead of staying out. Then the knee is trying to kick you, the heel is trying to kick your hips. Inhale, exhale, stay pressed from your palms even more. Inhale, stretch the leg behind you, and exhale, release. Tucking your toes, press from your palms, get a little bit longer, allow your shoulders to slide up. At the same time, try to bring your triceps under and towards each other, so as if your elbow pit wanted to rotate forwards, and you should feel some kind of engagement in your shoulder blades, especially from the sides of your shoulder blades. Now lift your hips, keeping your arms as they are. Still the inside palms pressing down into the ground and into your downward facing dog. In your down dog, the same applies. So although in down dog, oftentimes what happens is people will go and dip their chest down and allow their ribs to flare out, we will try to go and engage that transversus abdominis, the supporting or stabilizing muscle deep inside. It will bring the ribs from sticking out to coming in, while we bend the knees a little bit. And then we'll try to bring the sitting bones pointing a little bit more up, finding the natural S curvature in our spines, also in the down dog. Shake your head. Inhale and exhale, stay there. Ribs in. Now walk forward with your feet all the way to the front of the mat. Place them as wide as your hips. Grab opposite elbows, relax your head. And you can stay here. You can sway to the right, to the left, allowing your whole upper body with your head to just hang. Gravity pulling on it, releasing all the vertebrae. Take an inhale through your nose. Exhale, release even more. Release your arms. Your palms will touch the ground as you bend your knees even more, and then round your spine like cat pose. So you try to round and pull up. Your belly comes in again. So there is space in between your thighs and your belly created. And then allow your head to hang as you roll the whole spine up into a standing mountain pose. Bring your shoulders up. Inhale and exhale, bring them back and down. Okay, so you'll go again also down towards the ground the same way, so curling the spine. This exercise is called Jeffrey's curls or Jeffrey curl. Your feet as wide as your hips again, and you can bend your knees just a little bit, since if you are straight, the hips are usually neutral, or we want to have them neutral. However, in this case, we'll bend the knees. It brings the hips into a little bit of posterior pelvic tilt, and then it will allow their spine to round a little bit more. Chin comes towards your chest, hands are hanging, head is hanging, belly is coming in, and slowly, keeping the breath coming in and out, will round all the way down. Inhaling, imagine cow tilt. As you bring your belly to your thighs, you bend the knees and you straighten your spine, pulling your shoulder blades down towards your hips. And exhale this time. Try to keep your belly attached to your hips as you bring your hips up. One more time. Adho Uttanasana. Inhale. Open your collarbones and exhale. Bring your ribs in, but keep them glued towards your hip thighs. Then bring the palms down, stepping back into high plank. Especially in high plank, what happens often is it will release the belly if you're not aware enough about it, and it will come out. So you can take a little break while I will be explaining this. We don't want to go like into an acrobatic, really high plank in this kind of class or today. However, this plank exists. So there are several types of planks. One is where you're really nice and straight. The other one is with a lot of protraction in your shoulders, where you're trying to go super high. And every plank has some kind of advantage. So even if you are here trying a lot to stay super high with your upper back, the belly is in, it's really nice exercise. However, it's a lot of like one-sided action, and if you want to balance it out, then what you need to do is just to bring a little bit, but only a little bit, opening into your shoulder blades. So place your palms down, step your feet back all the way, trying to go 1 foot at a time, especially to allow your hips to stay in that one line between your shoulders and your heels. And your toes go around right exactly underneath your heels, also for a little bit of toe mobility. And then you press from your palms, creating a hollow front body, so caving in your chest. Your belly comes in, but then squeeze your glutes and then try to open your collarbones a little bit, countering that very rounded upper back. Chin to your throat if you want to go for a neck stability. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga down. Lean forward. Start opening the shoulder blade even more, or rather collarbones even more than the shoulder blades. Untuck your toes once you are on your belly. Inhale, lift the chest. Again, a little bit of counter for that caving in your chest. Release the forehead down. Inhale again. We will go 2 times. For the cobra, roll the shoulder blades together, send them down, press the feet down into the mat, and exhale. Forehead on the mat. Inhale. Last one. Try to use minimal weight on your hands. Belly stays in, and exhale. Then tuck your toes. We'll go up through a plank position. For this one, belly in is really important, since we don't want to lose into belly. A lot of times, if you don't have enough strength in your arms, what happens is that you will go with like your shoulders first, especially shoulders like this, like not pushing enough. And the butt will lift the last. What we will go for this time is we'll try to lift the butt first, keeping the belly in, and your arms will squeeze in towards your body, sending the palms a little bit lower. So your elbows are squeezing in, your body squeezing in. You can keep the chin into your throat, long neck. Then the hips will go first, hopefully, then the rest of the body. Although it might look more like a straight line. We'll go 1 more time. Inhale. Round your spine, bend your knees, and then come forward in your high plank. Don't forget to open your collarbones a little bit, sending your hips down as you squeeze your butt. Inhale there. Exhale. Knees can come down if you like, but keep squeezing your belly, your glutes. Start opening your collarbones, squeezing the elbows in as you lower yourself down on the mat. Again, inhale, cobra, and exhale, release. So coming up, arms are sliding down, palms are sliding down, elbows are squeezing, belly is squeezing, butt is squeezing, as if you wanted to push your pubic bone down into the mat. And the shoulder blades will slide together and down. However, we'll try to go with the hips first. Up and back to your downward facing dog. Inhale in your down dog. Exhale. Okay, so now focus on your legs a little bit, and we'll try to imagine what does happen in your hips when you're trying to go for a toe taps, what kind of engagement. And in one, you can imagine just one kind of exercise to start with. It's this kind of plug-in of a thigh bone in towards your hips when you start lifting your feet, but it will just go up, or your foot sole rather will go up away from the ground rather than the leg will go behind, like in one leg down dog. So this is just the hovering of the foot. Bring your ribs in, look at your right leg, right foot, and then you want to just try to bring the sole of the foot up away from the ground. And then you release, and then you change. Left foot comes up, exhale, release it. Again, right foot comes up, even higher, and release. And then the left, up, and release. And then notice what happens in your belly as you bring the right leg up. And then look back, or rather forward. Lift your left heel, and then press from your shoulders round your upper back, and shift your shoulders forward, and then come back. Downward facing dog. Left foot comes up, right heel comes up, look forward, press from your palms, and bring your ribs and your chest bone in. As you bring your shoulders forward over your palms, maybe you tap your wrist, and then come back. Inhale, exhale, knees down, child's pose. Big inhale in your child's pose. Exhale. You can bring the belly out again as you inhale. Exhale. And then slowly lift up into tabletop. I will go for a little counter into the puppy pose. So your hips are trying to stay above your knees. As you walk your hands forward, you can come onto your fingertips if that feels a little bit more supported, especially if your elbows are a little bit weird like mine. And then try to go long first. So we're going for length from your sitting bones all the way to your shoulders. Again, your elbow armpits, your elbow pits rather, wants to look up. Then release your forehead down. Inhaling, you try to stretch forward, walking the fingertips even more forward. And then exhaling, you bring your chest down. And if you're smashing your nose, and if it's accessible for you, you bring your chin down onto the mat. Inhale. Go for length, but stay with your hips above your knees. And exhale. Try to imagine that your shoulder blades are pushing your chest down towards, but keep your belly in. One more inhale. And exhale. And the chest doesn't need to necessarily touch the ground. And then come away, pointing your sitting bones down, pressing from your fingertips. As you lift away from the ground, you walk the palms back. Tuck your toes, hips up, downward facing dog. Try to find again that natural S curvature in your spine, bringing your ribs in. So this will feel exactly the opposite as your puppy dog pose. You press away from your palms. You're trying to bring your chest this time away a little bit from the ground. And your hips are still sticking out the same as in the puppy dog pose. Inhale. We'll lift the right foot up, away from the ground, hovering, and then bring the whole leg up. One-legged down dog. Exhaling, flex the right foot, left heel high, round, bring your foot slowly down, and then bring your shoulders over your wrist and press from your wrist. Try to press all the way away from the ground as you step the foot forward from the inside of your right palm. You can also step your left leg a little bit more further. Squeeze your inner thighs as you bring your upper body up for your high lunge. Reach your arms up. Inhale. Exhale. Palms down. Come to your fingertips. Flex your right foot. And then slowly shift the hips back for a variation of a pyramid pose. So this is especially important to stretch your hamstrings a little bit if you want to go for an efficient toe taps, to have enough flexibility. If this feels like too much, you can bring your left knee down onto the mat and you can go for half splits. So flexing the foot as much as possible, spreading your toes, staying on your fingertips. Inhale, try to find more length in your spine. You can also use blocks, especially for this exercise that will come next. And exhaling, try to bring your belly to your thigh and your thigh also to your belly. Find contact and then bring your hips up, straightening maybe the knee. Now we'll round the spine again, pressing from the fingertips into the mat or into the blocks, flexing the heel as much as possible, and then caving from your chest and then pressing from your back heel super high, and then try to lift your heel up towards your face. Your knee can be slightly bent. Hold there for 5, 4, 3, a little bit higher, 2, 1, release. Inhale into your high lunge. Exhale, open, second warrior. Just so you feel a little bit of a stretch in a different kind of direction. Inhale, we'll extend the right knee, bringing the right hand up and side bending away from the front leg. Exhale, palms down, taking a vinyasa if you like. And exhaling, coming to your downward facing dog. Second side, left foot will hover. Inhale. Exhale, stay there. Bring the belly in, ribs in. Inhale, lift the left leg up. And exhale, we'll try to bring it down, flexing in the heel. Right heel will come up. Round the spine, ribs and belly in. Look forward and try to tap your left wrist. And then step the foot from the inside of your left palm. Right foot can come a little bit more behind you. Squeeze your inner thighs. Inhale, reach your arms up. Stretch through your right hip, squeezing your left glutes. Exhale, or right glutes rather. Fingertips down. Flex the left foot. Inhale first. Exhale, hips back. Okay, while you're holding in your pyramid pose, you don't want your hips to be in a weird kind of alignment. So you want to have them in one straight, squared line. And in order to do that, achieve that, you squeeze your inner thighs again. And you try to equally press from both back foot, back heel reaching up, but also bringing that left thigh bone in towards your hips at the same time. Inhale again. Try to find the long spine as you maybe bend your left knee slightly. And exhaling, press through your fingertips. Again, you can use your blocks or not. Squeeze your belly in, round, bring your shoulder blades towards your ears. Lift your left heel and hold it there for 5. For your belly still coming in. 2 and 1. Step it down. High lunge or crescent pose as you reach your arms up. And exhale, palms to your chest, open. Second warrior, back heel is spinning down. Left arm will come up as you straighten your left knee, reach up, and maybe even back. And exhale, spinning both palms down. Stepping back with your left leg. Inhale in your high plank. Don't forget to bring the chin in your throat. Exhale, chaturanga, dandasana down. Inhale, open, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. You can bring your knees again back on the mat, taking a child's pose or sitting on your heels. So as you could see,
Tapping your legs is all about trying to find that protraction, roundness, pushing away from your arms, pushing away from your leg, and then keeping your belly in and finding enough compression and force and strength in bringing a straight leg towards you. Another way to achieve toe taps with both legs, if not just stepping into it, is coming from crow pose or just training for it from the crow pose, since coming higher in a crow pose is teaching you that kind of engagement in your shoulders, in your core. And then the last thing that is missing is keeping those hips in, keeping those thigh bones in, sucked in your hips. So for this, it's important that you have your crow pose. If you don't have it, maybe I have a tutorial, maybe I will link it, I'm not sure. Anyway, learning crow pose is essential. I'm not going to explain it now. If you have it, you want to get a little bit better at it, you want to get higher. So set up your crow, your toes can come together, your palms as wide as your shoulders, with your index fingers again facing forward, just to keep a little bit of external engagement and pushing in towards your arms, like in towards each other in the crow to have more strength there. And then you can bring your knees from the sides of your triceps and we'll try to push a little bit higher from there. So your elbow will bend, you'll come over, leaning forward onto your palms. You use your fingertips to stop you from falling forward, and then bring one foot and then the other up away from the ground. And from there, you want to push higher and up using your core. So up, 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 up. Bringing also your heels up, trying to bring your knees in towards each other, and then slowly release. So you can feel a difference between more passive crow that is a little bit lower, your hips are a little bit lower, your core doesn't have to be engaged, and your spine is actually straighter than the one that you're pushing out. So we'll try one more time. You can move your wrist a little bit to release them, and then place them down, spread your fingers, come into your crow, and then try to push super high, 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 high. And release. Move your wrists. Next round will be tapping one wrist at a time. So set up your crow, lean, tap your wrist, maybe both of them, and then bring one heel in towards your hips. Then the second, try to push a little bit higher. With your core, with your arms, almost as if you wanted to get your elbows straight, or maybe you already are doing that. Next round will be really trying to push into straight arms, elbows, and trying to keep the toes at the wrists. This all depends also on how your body is built. For some people it will be easier, depending on how long are your legs and your arms and your upper body also. And in everyone it looks a little bit differently. In my case, my hips are really low, and I have to really work hard to bring them higher, since my knees are more on, like in my armpits than lower. And this is actually where you want to go. You want to go for your thighs, trying to come a little bit closer towards your upper body, rather than having the knees on top of the elbows. In that case, it's possible, but as you see, my feet are not as high away from the ground as if I have my knees in my armpits. Okay, so we'll come, look forward, tapping the wrist, and then you try to press your arms straight, bringing your hips up. Here, since your quadriceps are designed to do two things at the same time, extending the knee but also bending the hip, what often happens that you will get little cramps in your thighs. So you might want to massage that out. I'm sorry if that happened. And your thighs will get like more used to it. And training that lift also here from your down dogs is essential for the thigh muscles to be able to come in or bring your leg in, at the same time extend your knee. So we'll go and try one more time, maybe, but only maybe, I will be able to hold a little bit longer. Lean, look forward, tapping the wrist, and then try to bring your hips higher, higher, higher. Hold, and release. Probably you are better at it than me. Move your wrist, especially since here in this case you could see that my shoulders were going much more forward than my wrist, so it's there all the way above the fingers, maybe even further, in order to bring enough weight forward to compensate with all the weight staying back. The higher you can actually tap your wrist, the higher you can bring your hips at the beginning, the easier it will be, because you don't have to lean that much. Good. Come to your back, onto your belly. Bending your knees. And we'll just try to stretch the front of the thighs after all this to end this class. So you can bend your elbows, bringing them towards you, so the fingers are pointing up, and your hips or your feet are as wide as your hips. Squeeze your glutes and then bring slowly your hips up, and you can walk on the tops of your shoulders, going for a slight back bend to stretch your belly also, so the ribs will flare out. Relax your neck, squeeze your glutes a little bit more, but don't allow your knees to open to effectively stretch your thighs. Inhale and exhale, stay pressing from your heels rather than anything else. Inhale, hips higher, and slowly rolling the spine down and taking the shoulders first as you release and exhale. Knees together, feet a little bit wider. Palms can come onto your belly. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. And bring the knees up, rather away from each other, and just allow them to fall to one side and then to the other, or small twists in your spine and your hips. And bring your knees in towards you, squeeze them in. You can bring your head up, make yourself small, and then you can rock back and forward, keeping your belly in up until you sit. Thank you so much for doing this tiny small class with me. Let me know in the comments if something clicked or if something is not clear enough still, and make sure to like this video just so I have a little bit more engagement. I wish you to have a nice day.